My name is Scott Chantler. So I think some of you know me. My new book for kids and for adults too, you know, for all ages, as they say, is SQUIRE KNIGHT, which is about a squire and a knight. You can imagine. The little guy, the squire, is the smart one who does all the thinking and solves all the problems and mysteries and stuff. And the knight is just a big blowhard, a goof, and a bully who takes all the credit. So they're kind of a mismatched team of adventurers. But it's a fun book. I'm going to be talking about it on a spotlight panel after this panel downstairs if you want to come see that. And it's available for sale at the table downstairs, the Laughing Ogre retailer table. And I will be signing after my spotlight panel at 1 p.m. I think I've got that right. But enough about me. Let's talk about comics. We're all here because we love comics. No? You don't love comics? All right. You're in the wrong building today then. So comics, as we know, combine words and pictures. Okay? Today, we're gonna be talking about the pictures. So, there will be audience participation eventually, but we'll get to it. She makes a strong point. So let's say I got derailed there, but the pictures in comics are doing a lot of the work. You know, people talk about, you know, sometimes the writer as being the author and the artist as being merely kind of the illustrator. But that's not really how it works. Like, comics aren't just heavily illustrated books. And I'll give you an example. Oh, she got taken out. Don't misbehave, or you'll get taken out. Let's say I was going to draw somebody who is sad. Have people been over to the Billy Ireland Museum to see the Raina Telgemeier exhibit? It sounds like you have. Yeah, there was so there's a lot of examples in that exhibit of how Raina draws emotions. And a lot of time it's faces. She does great with facial expressions. So I'm just going to really quickly here draw a sad face. Look how sad that guy is. Okay? Maybe there's a tear. Okay? And this isn't even good drawing, right? This took me about 4 seconds. It's really just a stick figure and a happy face, or a sad face in this instance. And this tells us everything we need to know about this guy being sad, right? A not very good cartoonist would do this. I'm sad, right? But that's no good, because the words in the pictures are telling us the same thing. We don't even need the words in this case, because the picture is telling us this guy is sad. We don't need to be told twice. And so this is an example of when, in comics, the pictures are doing most of the storytelling, if not all of the storytelling sometimes. So, what do we do? How can we, this is an obvious example, and we're all used to movies and stuff, which often have a big movie star. Like, if you spent $20 million to have Tom Cruise in your movie, they want to have a lot of close-up pictures of Tom Cruise's face to get their $20 million worth or whatever it is to hire Tom Cruise. So we're kind of trained to think this way. But are there other ways, without words, we could draw a guy who is sad? Anyone have any? Oh yeah, I imagine you have an idea. I didn't get a word of that. Well, I'm not necessarily asking why the guy is sad. I'm asking how can we... Oh, sucking their thumb. Okay, I thought you said someone shot their dog, which is, I went right to the next level. Okay, well, sucking their thumb is not a bad example, okay? Let's actually work with that. Okay, here's the guy. He's sucking his thumb. All right. Okay. So, again, not a very good drawing, okay? Just a really quick, rough, almost stick figure drawing. But you know, we've pulled back on the guy this time. Instead of showing his face, we're showing his whole body. And instead of expressing sadness just with his face, he's kind of slumped over, he's kind of hunched, he's sucking his thumb. And yeah, he's just, you know, we also know that this guy is sad. Exactly, yeah. If the, that's a good point, actually. If the pose works in silhouette, that's going to read really well and simply and effectively to people. I like to say that a good comics page would read from across the street, you know, if the artist is really doing their job well. And you can see we've kind of left some, I've kind of put him a bit off-center in the panel here to leave a lot of empty space, which maybe suggests the emptiness that this guy is feeling, okay? And we can exaggerate that by making the guy even smaller and more off-center. As long as we can still read that body language, he can't be too far away, but the smaller we make him in the frame, the kind of smaller he kind of feels to us, and the smaller he is feeling, like I said, it really suggests a feeling of emptiness. Is there any way we can make this guy seem even sadder? Can anyone think of any other ways? You here.
So, like, have you know when people draw, like, lamps overhead? What if he was, like, walking in the street and there was no lamps overhead, like those street lamps?
Wow, that's good. You got a couple of steps ahead of me. That was so good. Let's go with the overhead part first. So let's take this panel and actually let's go with the rainy part first. You suggested it might be raining. Okay, so here's the guy. He's small in the frame. He's hunched over. He's looking sad. He's sucking his thumb, and it's raining. All right. Yeah, exactly. Things are getting pretty ridiculously sad for this guy, but there he is. And now you also suggested that we're looking down from a high angle. You were talking about like a street lamp or something. Yeah. So what you're talking about is, if you watch movies and stuff, which are also visual storytelling, right? You'll notice that sometimes the director, you know, sometimes the camera is right here at eye level, looking at people the way we do. Sometimes it's down very low. You know, if we put the camera down low and we're looking up at a character, here's the guy. He seems very big and powerful, right? If we're looking at him from down low. But if we're looking at him from up above, we'll take this same composition, we'll have the guy sucking his thumb and hunched over, and it's raining, but here's your street lamp. All right? And it's raining, and he's off-center and small in the frame. Okay? Street lamp. Maybe here's the light from the street lamp. There's puddles on the ground. Okay? Yeah, there you go. Maybe there's a trench coat. I don't know. A hat. Now we're making a detective movie. Okay, that was great. You got 2 in 1. That was very good. Is there a way we could make this guy seem even sadder? Can we push this even further? Let's get out of the front row. You in the back there. You got an idea? Yeah, you. Yeah. Are you still thinking? Let me go over here. that would be kind of funny. You see that in comic strips sometimes, right? Like Charlie Brown is like, he's on the pitcher's mound or something. He's got his baseball hat, and there's a cloud, and it's just raining on him. That's pretty funny stuff. That's not exactly what I was thinking, but that's a great example of using kind of visual storytelling to make Charlie Brown seem like he's the only one in the world who is having this problem. What I was thinking was, in comics we can do something that they can't do in the movies, is we can change the size and shape of the frame. So let's say I take, maybe I should do this over here near our rainy high angle guy. Let's say I take this panel and I just make it wider, okay? So he'll still be down in the corner. He'll still be sucking his thumb. He'll still be bent over, okay? There's still a street light, okay? But it's just, we've just exaggerated that sense of emptiness and more rain and more puddles. And what a large panel does in comics, I mean, I'm sure you've noticed some panels are kind of small and thin, others are big and wide, or whatever. And the bigger panels take longer for your eye to scan across, even if it's just 1 second longer. But those bigger panels end up, seeming more important in your read through. They have a bigger impact. You can make a moment, literally a big moment, or literally a small moment by shrinking the panel. It all depends. So, like I say, by making this panel bigger, we've kind of accentuated the emotional effect of it. Even if we fill it with just sky and rain, we're making that have a bigger impact on the reader. Can we go further? Anyone back there, yellow shirt? Yep. What was it? People being mean to him, yes. Yeah, there's all kinds of reasons why the guy might be sad, and that is certainly a good example of why a person might be sad. But is there something we can show? Is there something visual? Right there. He could be sitting on a curb or a bench. That kind of speaks to body language, though, right? That's another thing we could have done here. Right here in the corner. Well, that is pretty sad, right? Yeah. Yeah, but those are all good examples. Yeah, that's another good example of why he might be sad. And it is a good visual way to show it. I was thinking more in the world of color. Like you know where I'm going. A bunch of hands shot up all at once. You there? Yeah. Yeah. We've already got a street light, so that suggests it might be nighttime, right? So that's good. And also, I'm sure, you kids probably take art in school and stuff. You probably learned about how colors have different kind of emotions associated with them. Can someone give me an example of what might be a sad color? Yeah? Blue is a nice sad color, isn't it? Yeah, that's a color we very much associate with sadness and negative feelings. So I don't have I've got purple, which isn't quite the same. But if I had a blue marker up here and I kind of colored this in with shades of blue, that would make the guy seem even sadder, right? So there's all kinds of tricks we can do, okay? And this isn't wrong. Like I say, the Raina Telgemeier exhibit is full of panels like this of very expressive faces that she's drawn. But you'll see she also does things like this, and it's in the same way that the prose writers have different words they can use for sadness. What are some other words for sadness? Yeah. Upset is good. Well, those are two good ones. I'm thinking of things like, depressed or morose. But we've had we've got 6 or 7 examples just quickly here in the room. So this is what cartoonists have, right? If a prose writer has different words that mean sadness, a cartoonist has a range of images here that we can use that also express sadness. And we decide how sad we want our guy to be, and we, pick something from this range to express it. Does that make sense? Right on, exactly. So, we're going to talk about sequence here. I'm going to erase this if we're all down with that. How much time have we got? We got some time. Okay. Get rid of Charlie Brown and our giant guy. Okay. So, in comics, we're not just doing one picture though, right? We're doing a series of pictures to tell a story. So, I've done a little bit of animation in my career, but in animation there's a famous example where a guy walks into a room, and again, not great drawing, but because we're going to really think our images through, we're going to, make it so that they read clearly even without good drawing. The guy bends to pick up a piece of chalk. Okay, here he is, he's bending over. Maybe he's old like me and has to put a hand on his knee to bend over. And then he goes and writes on a chalkboard. Okay, so in animation, these would be called your keyframes. These are the 3 frames that tell the story. Okay? In comics, we can just draw some boxes around this guy. Right? Boom, boom, boom. We got a little 3-panel comic so that we know that this is one guy doing 3 actions and not, 3 guys, one of whom's walking, one of whom's picking up a piece of chalk, one of whom's drawing on the chalkboard. Does that make sense? Okay. So just a very simple sequence, 1, 2, 3. So let's talk about how we can mess with the sequence a little bit to give this a little bit more drama. One easy thing we could do, whoops, I'll get that later. Let's replace this middle panel. And we'll go in and we'll do a close-up of the hand picking up the chalk. Okay? Maybe there's a little bit of crumble or stuff under there. And that not only does that add a little bit of variety to give us some visual interest instead of just being the same size image of the guy every time, it also is good because it gives us more information. Like in the way I had it before, he might have been picking up a pencil, he might have been picking up a stick. Here with the close-up, we can see it's a piece of chalk. Okay? And then that's reinforced when he starts, drawing on a chalkboard with it. Okay? Right. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes in comics you can do that because a box is suggested here by the edges of the other 2 panels. Yeah, it's a little bit more variety and a little bit more interesting. That's a good point. So let's add like some more interest to this. How would we draw this differently if like there was a killer in the building? You know what I mean? Same 3 actions, but we're going to draw it as if, there's a serial killer on the loose. Maybe it's the person who got the dog earlier. Yes, you have a suggestion? Yeah. Whoa. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, that could, but without adding more actions, how could we do this visually differently to add some heightened? You got a suggestion there?
You can make it like all red in the back.
All red. That's picking up our color idea from earlier. That's interesting. I don't have a red marker, so I'm gonna avoid doing that. But that's a good idea. I could just write red in there. Okay, hands down. I'm gonna show you some stuff. Yeah, that's good. I'm going to start out in the same place. Okay, guy walks in. I've forgotten which way the legs are going, but there we go. He's walking. We know he's walking. And then maybe he's heard about the serial killer, so maybe he's actually like looking over his shoulder as he's doing this, and maybe we can punch in for a close-up of that. Okay? And the more panels we add, the more it's going to kind of slow things down and make it a little more suspenseful, okay? So adding more panels slows things down, right? Maybe now, to slow things down further, we take our close-up of the picking up the chalk and we make 2 panels out of it. One where he's reaching and another one where he's got the chalk. Okay? So we're just doing this panel, but we've added 2 panels before it just to add some suspense. And then, like in our rainy sad guy example, let's do a big long panel down here. And someone suggested we see the guy from behind. Let's see him from behind and above. Okay, so when he's drawing on the chalkboard, okay, we're seeing him nice and small, okay? It looks like an easy target. He's got his back turned to us. Maybe we see the rest of the room. Maybe we see the door he came in. I don't know, maybe there's a file cabinet. I don't know. What do you have in rooms? I don't know. Okay, and maybe, we see the tile floor. This gives us an opportunity to draw some backgrounds. But doesn't this make this guy seem like a really easy target? He's got his back to us. He's very small. He looks very weak. We're seeing him from a high angle. Maybe this is the point of view of the killer. Maybe the killer's looking down through a skylight or something menacing like that. But this, gives us a little change. It's different from what we've seen before, and it gives us a different view on the character that tells us that guy's in trouble. He's in danger. Is there a question over there? Or just a suggestion? Okay. Yeah? Oh, that's good. Yeah, maybe, I'm just going to write escape plan here. Maybe he's writing help us, and my friend down here suggested red earlier. So let's say this panel was like all red all of a sudden. That'd be pretty dramatic, wouldn't it? Okay, so again, we're doing all of this with pictures. We're thinking really hard about what to put in each panel and how the panels relate to each other, okay? And we could make this even more exciting probably by adding words. But we're going to do as best we can to make this a really interesting comic even before the words go in. What do you got to say down here? So like this guy here? Yeah. He's like, there he is. Okay, are we clear on all this? Can I get rid of all this? No? All right, well, we're gonna start having real fun now, so. Yeah, that's right. We need to know what happens to this guy. They all lived happily ever after. The killer wasn't so bad after all, and they just went to lunch. All right? All right. That's true. Yeah, all kinds of things you can do. Okay, so learning what we've learned. Do you guys want to help me make a comic up here? Oh, yeah. Put hands down. We'll get lots of volunteers in a minute. When comics artists are together at an event like this, and there's a lot of good comic artists downstairs, trust me, sometimes, we're at lunch afterwards or something, and someone will start passing a sketchbook around, and someone will start a comic. It's called a jam comic, where someone will draw a panel, and then they'll hand it off to the next guy, who will hand it off to the next person, and so on, and everyone has to just add a panel. And it's really fun. Everyone gets to do a little bit of drawing, show off their style a little bit, and it's a little challenge to see if you can continue the story. So if I draw a simple maybe I should have drawn this lower because some of you are kind of small. I was drawing this for someone my height. Hold on a second. If I do a 4-panel comic strip and I draw the first panel, here, let's go this height. We'll keep it very simple, just 4 squares. And I'm going to draw panel 1, okay? Let's say that panel 1 is just an airplane flying through the sky. What could go wrong? Yeah. Okay, does anyone have a good idea? Now, I want it, you can be funny and you can be crazy, but it's got to kind of make sense, okay? Like we gotta continue the story just like the examples I've shown you. Does anyone want to come up and do panel 2? I think the yellow shirt in the back there, I think you were the first one with your hand up. There you are. What's going to go on with this airplane? Oh, is it raining now? It's a storm. Okay, that's an exciting development. Okay. Yes, very good. That makes things very, things took a little turn there. Anyone got an idea for panel 3? I didn't see which hand went up last, but I think it's going to be you. Yeah, here we go. Give us panel 3 there. Oh, lightning. Okay, we've raised the stakes a little bit again. I like it. Oh, man, there's a sound effect. Crack. Oh, man. Oh, the lightning is hitting the airplane. That is a bad thing for the airplane, but a great idea for a story. Nice job. No, that's great. I like this because, like I say, it's kind of raising the stakes, which is good storytelling, right? If we had, you want things to just keep getting more exciting. Well, you want the trouble they're in to keep getting higher. Anyone want to do the last panel? I think it's going to be you there. I think I see where this is going. Yep. It's a tragic ending. It almost had to be. Yeah, there. Crunch. That's a great airplane crash sound. Nice. I'm gonna add a little motion line here so that we can see that, this thing is falling out of the sky and not just standing on its nose on the ground. That's pretty good. I mean, very just sad and tragic, don't get me wrong, but a perfectly sensible visual story that didn't require words. There's some sound effects, but we can get away with that. Okay, let's do another one, okay? I want everyone to get a turn, so we're going to do another one. But nice job with the airplane story, as sad as it was. And the nice thing is, right, because we're really thinking about what we're doing, it doesn't matter that these drawings are kind of quick and rough, right? A lot of people always tell me, oh, I couldn't make comics, I can't draw. And I'm always like, a lot of people who make comics can't draw. But they're good communicators, right? They really think about what they're doing. And so, there's a lot of professional cartoonists that basically do stick figures and get away with it because their stories are so clear and so well thought through. We're going to do another one of these, except instead of the first panel, I'm going to put in one of the middle panels. And we'll see if you can work sort of backwards and forwards in the sequence. Does that sound like a challenge? Let's say, okay, I'm going to cheat and use a word. There. Second panel is just a guy yelling, hey. All right? Anyone? Now, if you come up, you can do panel 1, you can do panel 3, you can do panel 4 if you want to try to mess with this person. But, who's got an idea? Someone who hasn't been up before. Have you been up before? No, okay. All right, come on. Fighting? Okay. For a second, I couldn't decide what that was, but then you started putting in the... Okay. So these look like smaller people. I think they're probably two kids. Okay, and they're fighting. There's a cloud and some like whatever expressions in that thing to suggest they're fighting. You've read comics before. I get like old comics where I love that. And this is obviously an older person, a grown-up, seeing them fighting and then yelling, "Hey!" Okay, who has not been? I don't think you've been up before back there, have you? I can't even remember. Come on. Even if you have, come on up. You seem very enthusiastic. There you are. Okay. You gonna do panel 4? Okay, you're really setting a trap for the next person. Okay, these look like trees. Have I got that right? They're clouds, okay. Oh, they're raining clouds. Okay, yep. I get it. That's okay. That's all right. We're all just doing quick drawings here, so like I say, it doesn't need to be good. Okay, that guy's sad. Okay. His mother died. Oh my God, this really took a turn. Panel 3 has got a lot of work to do. Okay. Oh man, that got dark. Okay, let's forget about the mother and just have this guy standing next to any grave being sad. Okay? Does anyone want to take a shot at panel 3? Here, right here. Yeah. This is going to be tough. This is going to be good. There's a good drawing taking shape up here. Hello. Welcome. Okay. Oh, he's just walking. Okay. So this guy, he sees two kids fighting. He yells, "Hey" at them. And then he just keeps walking to his mother's grave. You know? It's not quite what you expected. You expected he might intervene here, but nah. He just keeps going. It's like I gotta visit my mother. Yeah, it kind of works. It kind of works. We got some time. Want to do another one? Okay. You kids just keep fighting over there. I got a grave to visit. Okay, how much time we get? Let's do a few more. Let's do something that's more like a comics page here. I'll lay it out kind of long-wise though, so you kids can reach it. And instead of 4 panels, let's do more. And let's make some big and some small. All right, 6 panels this time. And I don't know, what do I want to do? I'll do the first one again. Oh, you want me to do a middle one? You want me to throw you a curve and do a? All right. I'm here to serve the audience. All right. Let's do. I'll take this long middle one. And there's a guy walking a dog. Dogs have figured heavily into the discussion today. There, that's a dog, right? Sure. Okay, it's a cat. He's walking his cat. Perfect. There's the whiskers. Yeah, that's right. It just got more interesting. Okay, and he's in silhouette. And in the background, there's a nuclear power plant. There. Why not? I'm just making this up. Oh, well, there. Who wants to come and do any other panel? Who hasn't been up for a while? You there in the white T-shirt have not. You just came in, I think. Do you want to add any other panel to this comic, and we'll hope it makes sense at the end? He's happy, that much I can tell. Whatever's going on, he's happy about it. I'm going to have black marker all over my hands after this. You probably will too. That would make sense. Yeah. I'll give that a go. All right, we got our guy, we got the cat. The guy is happy at least. And yeah, exactly. Is there a suggestion of where they are? Clearly they haven't gotten to the nuclear power plant yet. Are they leaving their house maybe? Are they leaving a coffee shop? Are they leaving their mother's grave? Are they... Yep, there it is. It's the mother's grave. I knew it. This is just a continuation of the last one. Except he picked up a cat in the cemetery. There you go. Yeah, he was not. That's good. It all makes sense. It all makes sense. Does anyone want to come do any other panel? We've got a guy leaving a cemetery with his cat and walking it past the nuclear power plant. Let's go. Who hasn't been up yet? I don't think you have been here. 5 minutes? Okay. We got to go fairly quick at this point. Oh, we're skipping right to the last panel just to mess with people. This is good. Oh. There's even excitement in the audience. Yeah, this comic is so exciting. Okay, well, it looks like at the end he's going to get home safe, so that's good to know. I believe, is that his house he's walking to? Okay. All right, well, you'll all be relieved to know the guy and the cat are going to get home safe. But what's going to happen to them in panels 3, 4, and 5? Let's go up here. We got to start taking some repeat customers, I guess. Okay, I didn't hear some of that explanation. Can you go through it again?
So the guy just was all charred.
Well, I really have him more in silhouette here. I think the charred thing was just a joke.
That's right.
Yeah.
More
Yeah.
interesting than that.
It is more interesting, I'll give you that.
Or maybe this is an explosion. I don't know. But
Okay.
The fan is blowing whatever this is.
Okay, so he walks by a fan, and it blows all the charred stuff off of him. Okay, so he's used to it. Yeah. Gotcha. I can roll with it. Yeah, okay. Why don't you come up and do panel 4 or 5? You only got a couple minutes, so pressure's on. All right, we got the guy and the cat anyway. Okay. Okay, really quick. Can you finish this up? I don't mean to rush you, but okay. And so now is the fan blowing the stuff off the cat?
No,
Or the cat has been kind of left out?
so the fan blew the stuff off of him, but then the stuff on him
Went onto the cat. Ah!
And so now the cat is really
Okay,
mad.
who's got a panel 5 really fast right here? Is this another fight? Okay, and who's he fighting? Oh. Oh, it's the same. He walks past the fighting kids again. Way to tie that back in. I love it. Nice job. And he just walks past again. Those two kids will just be fighting till the end of time because no one's going to break that up. Well done. Yeah, good callback to end on. Okay, so this is, like I say, this is a thing you can do with your friends. I do it with my friends. You don't even need to draw well. If you do, that's just a bonus. But yeah, so that's, hopefully you guys will think about comics when you look at them a little differently now. You know, think about movies a little differently. Just think about the amount of thought that's going into those pictures when people, you know, make any kind of visual storytelling. And that's the end. You can come see me in 10 minutes. I'm going to be downstairs in room 1A on a spotlight panel talking about all of my books, not just Squire Knight. And then I'm signing after that downstairs wherever the signing tables are.